Okay, this is a short clip for higher art and design pupils who are working on their evaluations. In this short clip, I am going to use two documents. I'm going to show you the actual template, and this slide here is from the course booklet and the advice that they give for evaluations. Now, looking at the first paragraph that they're offering here, on the second sentence it says the evaluation should be completed as the final stage of their expressive portfolio. However, the advice that I've had on training days is that pupils should stop and build up notes throughout the year. So I want you to take some time to have a little bit of a reflection before you fully complete the course. The second thing that people often pick up on is, well, I'm doing an evaluation. Can I not see an evaluation by previous people? If you have a little look at the bottom paragraph there, it says candidates must produce expressive portfolio evaluation independently. They're quite strict about it, okay? Teachers and lecturers must not provide writing frames, model evaluations, or assist candidates with their writing evaluations. What I can do though is just take you through the form and point out the advice on this sheet here, um, which should be enough. It's enough for most people for you to have a little think about. Okay, so if we look at the template first, then it asks you to critically evaluate the creative process you followed when working through your expressive portfolio. So that means that they're looking for a balanced point of view throughout the evaluation. Okay, so it's not to be too positive or too negative. They want you to structure your answer sensibly. You can use a point evidence explanation structure if you want. You can bullet point everything if you want, or you can just write in paragraphs. It's totally up to you. There's a great line there where they say justified personal opinions. I recommend that you think back to the prompt words that you've used and studied for the exam and apply those words to your own work. Now, you can write about any part of the creative process, okay? You can write about why you liked an investigation piece and how that then led you to make a choice in your development piece. Okay, let's look at the second bullet point where it talks about the visual qualities of your portfolio, referring to your theme or stimulus. Pick your title very carefully, and then when you write the evaluation, you're explaining how well you met that suggestion that was in the title and in the imagery. So let's say someone's painting a seascape on a stormy day. They could make a reference to the name of the title of the piece. They could then use the way they depicted the waves as an example of how well it looked like that particular theme. I remember a higher candidate who was doing a still life, and their title was something like "Who's going to do the dishes?" And they referred to the composition of the objects sort of being scattered when they were doing their evaluation. Use the skills that we've already discussed. So you guys are good at discussing focal points and for discussing mood and atmosphere. So for the bullet point where it says how visually successful the work is and why, I would expect you to revisit that, but for your own work. Then we've got significant breakthroughs or turning points. This can be just the fact that you picked up a colour pencil and you applied it on the paint, which gave it more of a chiaroscuro effect, or perhaps made a stronger focal point. Any of these kind of things, any decisions that you've made that made the work better. It may be that I gave you a tip that helped the process or it could be something that you arrived at by yourself or that a classmate advised you on. It doesn't matter where the important decision came from, just make sure that you succinctly describe it and explain why it was a useful thing to happen. For the last bullet point, double check and have a think, how balanced have I been? Is my tone positive? And also, do I manage to say enough about what I could have done better? Really, what it's about is showing them that you've learned from the process and you've got new skills for the future. All right. For the last bullet point, have a think about how positive